Hi dear students, today I'm going to talk about curriculum domain. Yes, curriculum domain at secondary level and then pre-occasional level, and then later I'm going to talk about occasional. It might be in my next video because I did not mention here because the video will be too long, and and it will be a little difficult to understand as well if I clubbed in this, because vocational is a little separate from school education. So that we will see in another video. Might be I will be uploading maybe next day after this. So let us understand the secondary level domain. Okay, now here you can see a secondary level. In secondary level, you need to understand children between the age of 10 to 13 or 14 year are grouped under secondary level. Okay, see, I have explained the detailed FACP, where you can understand the promotion criteria, the age levels from pre-primary to occasional. So you can just, before watching this, you can just go to that video and just check it out, understand FACP, and then when you come here, it will be very easy to you to understand the different, domains. I mean to say different levels. So here, as you know, the children between the age range of 10 to 13 years, maximum 14 years, are grouped under secondary level. Okay, till 10 it is your primary and primary 2. Okay, once the primary group of children achieve 80% of the curriculum content in the primary level, they can be promoted to secondary level. So once they achieve 80% from primary curriculum, then only they will be shifted to secondary level. As I said, I have explained in detail. You can just go through it. Okay, here we are going to focus only main points which is required to you understand and write in your examinations. Complexity of activities is increased, keeping in mind the learning characteristics of children at this level. Because if you see a primary curriculum, primary 2 curriculum, secondary, there will be a huge difference, because secondary level is little higher than primary 1 and primary 2. So this is also noticed in a general education. So similarly you have in a general education as well. For example, in every class student have to study the subject like English, language, Hindi, mathematics, science, social, geography, EVS, or any other subject. So the complexity of the content in each subject is increased in every class, keeping in the mind of the learning characteristics of the children, because whatever you have learned in the first grade, you will not learn in the second grade. The content remains the same, the subject remains the same, but what do you say, the complexity level increases. For example, if the child has learned addition in the first grade, whereas in second grade he will be learning the higher level of addition. It might be a carryover, it might be a statement, or it might be in the form of triple digit addition. So it's curriculum how it is meant. Okay, similarly, even for children with intellectual disability, they also, the curriculum content in each domain, it might be a personal domain, it might be a social or recreational or academic, the complexity of the content will increase. So it will be the extension of the curriculum at primary level. After primary, then only secondary. Whatever the domains you have in primary, that will be shifted to the secondary level, but complexity level will increase. I hope you have understood. Then let us see what are the domains in the secondary level. Okay, now you can see here personal skills. Now personal skills, I have selected a few. I have selected a few activity which you can understand. But if you go to the FACP video, you can see a lot of what you say content, and I think you all guys know FACP. You can download from the internet. It is free of cost, and you can see a lot of other contents as well. So personal skills, see, some of the high ability group of children with intellectual disability learn to eat, drink, dress, brush, bath on their own by the time they reach the secondary level. Yes or no? Yes, when they reach the secondary level, they learn those skills, but however, Some of them may require a small assistance, I mean to say a minimum assistance, simple assistance, like in bathing, in dressing. Not in all. He might be independent in eating, he might be independent in drinking, but he requires a minimal support from the father or mother or any other family members. Okay, so at this level, the following curriculum content need to be covered as an extension of primary curriculum, because if you don't achieve the target, though he is pushed in the secondary level, but whatever the assistance which was required in the primary, if you don't fulfill, then he will be facing difficulty when he goes to the pre-vocational level. So like eating of different types of breakfast item, this is the extension of the primary group. That means this kind of items you will see in secondary level of curriculum. Okay, now eating of different types of breakfast items and sweet appropriate, for example eating a gulab jamun, rasgulla, etc. with spoon. Okay, taking a small piece of chapati with the right hand and taking a small quantity of curry, dal, eating. So this kind of things he has to do in personal skills in secondary level. Showing a appropriate eating, table manners, sitting appropriately, participating in the social functions, going to the hotel, carrying a water bottle, then folding a manageable clothes, bed sheet after getting up, cutting some sort of vegetables, or cutting of pictures, pasting, folding. This all kind of things he has to do in the personal skills at secondary level. Okay, see, you need to understand, never underestimate student's ability, expose him to a various activity and assist in learning. See, student, child, person will have some of the ability, you need to expose them. If you expose in a different situation, in a various situation, in various activity, I assure you that your child will be successful. Okay, so this is about personal, but you need to remember some important points when you teach or when you prepare a curriculum of personal skills in secondary. Provide an opportunity to children to eat different type of breakfast. Don't stick at one. Okay, because when the child grows, you need to you need to explore the situations, you need to explore the things. Okay, so that is very, very important. It can be any situation, home or outside. Take them to eating place as a part of school activity to expose them to various type of eating environment, which is very, very important, because then only the child will be learning the different. When you expose, when you explore the things, allow the children to decide what they want to eat and order the items. Give the choice to the child once, and you see the magic how they try to indulge with the these things, activities. Folding of napkins, towels, aprons, lot of other activity which happens at home as well as in the school. Okay, so this kind can be taught at home as well as in the school. You can organize this material by using various program at the schools. Okay, during let us say a food festival, there you can make the child to do lot of activities. Okay, so this all you have to remember. Schools celebrate a national festivals like birthday parties, sports, annual days, such function throughout the year. So student at this level can be involved in decoration, as I said, sitting arrangement, food, snacks arrangement, so that you're giving a lot of exposure to the children, and finally you see they will come with the good attitudes, values. Okay, inform parents, family member to involve their children in all these activities at home, as I said, also so that transfer of training and generalization is achieved. See, you teach the child how to fold the napkin at the classroom, but when he goes out, when he goes somewhere else, when he has to generalize it. For example, you have taught toileting skills, and when the child goes out, he wants that situation which you have taught. No. So you need to generalize it. You need to generalize the things in a different way so that the child can become independent. Okay, so this is about personal skills at secondary level. Now let us move to the social skills. This is also a domain. I am not going to take all the 5 domains which was mentioned, rather I am going to just take on the 3 domains which is very important. As I said, you can just check it out, the FACP, you can get it all 5 domains. Okay, so social skills. So often children with intellectual disability fails to interact with group meaningfully, as you know, in an acceptable manner. Even they interact, they don't interact properly. So it is observed that most of the children with ID have limited vocabularies, have difficulty in speaking sentences, understanding, following the instructions, and narrating the incident what was happened. So various activities should be planned to develop this at secondary level. Okay, so a few suggested activities which you can think over, like, take a student on a trip to the various places like shop, cafeteria, railway station, post office. Then only you can develop all these social skills. If not, you cannot, because that's why, as I said, you social skill, social interaction. Okay, so social skill is equal to social interaction. When you try to develop the child's interaction, you need to interact with 2 people at least. On the rotation, teacher can assign to a student the job of delivering messages to the other staff member in the school, taking a telephone messages, talking of current news, conducting a group games. This is some activities where child can develop a social skills. Okay, plan games which require listening skills. Teach a student a short plays wherever a student have to speak 2 to 3 sentence relevantly. So you need to just check it out with all those things. Okay, so let us move to the next domain called occupational skills. Now see, at this level the children with ID start helping the parents, family members in many of the household activities. Okay, you would have experience, because occupational skills means some kind of activity done at home and some sort of job. So performing this activity requires an application of functional reading, writing, arithmetic. That's right. So without the functioning of reading, writing, arithmetic, occupational cannot be engaged. For example, when the student is asked to measure a 2 cup of rice, he should have learned counting, right, as a part of the number skills, which he applies while performing the activities. See, in case of low ability children, what happened? Basically you can see in primary 2, where the age group is 7 to 14 years, and in pre-vocational 2 as well, which is age range is below 18 years. So measuring a 2 cup of rice can be an activity for teaching counting. So you can engage such activities to improve the child. So identifying and reading the labels on edible items, buy a packet of biscuit and you see what is written, what are the amount written, what are the ingredients are written, that will help the child. Similar activities when you engage. Okay, and like similar activities such as washing a clothes, mopping floor, and then wiping, then packing, all these things are very very important occupational skills which cannot be achieved without functional academics and fine motor skills. So let us see some Let us see a pre-occasional level domains or curriculum. Okay, now here the student with intellectual disability within the age range of 15 to 18 years. So the child age range will be below 18 when they go to pre-occasional group. Okay, so at pre-occasional level, children of two different groups, pre-occasional one, that is your high ability group. Pre-occasional 2 is a low ability group as discussed in FACP. Just you go there and just check it out, the video. So I request you, before watching this, you just understand the FACP, then you will understand this better. However, the major focus of curriculum at this level is to prepare the student to acquire the skills which prepares them to live independently as far as possible, because they become independent when they go. Yes, so that is very, very important. Okay, independency implies the personal, social and occupational independency, which is very, very important. Hence, much stretch is given on the functional curriculum, because intellectual disability, sometime what happen, they may not able to cope up with the other curriculum, so at least they need to go out, they need to understand, they need to survive in the society. So that is our main focus via functional curriculum. Okay, so curriculum is naturally the extension of secondary level curriculum, which we have talking about it. So pre-occasional, extension of secondary, secondary, extension of primary. You have to remember this. Okay, now let us see the domains. Okay, personal skills. Now here in the personal skills, once the child learns eating, drinking by self, the skill can be further extended to make them a part of independent living skills, because when the child reach at the pre-occasional level, almost the child will be independent. Okay, children with ID also are expected to learn all these skills in the school, in the school and and at home the teacher can train the students, so they, which is they will develop a lot of skills. Then you have to there are a lot of activities like where teacher can teach, like pouring a water in the glass from the water bottle during the lunch time, get water in the glass from the water cooler, and then fill the bottle of the teacher from the water cooler, help the younger children getting and pouring the water in the glass, clean up if the splits without reminder, serving a water to everyone during the meal time, identifying and asking whether you want a drinking water. So these are all activity at the level of pre-occasional, where he tries to work, he tries to learn this kind of personal skills, so which is very, very important when the child goes to the higher level. Now let us see the social skills. In social skill, see, social behavior, as we have already discussed, this cannot be happen in isolation. So students play a vital role in independent living, because social behavior, without social behavior, the child cannot be independent. Okay, so limitations in social skills of the disabled student form a major barrier in the process of integration. That's absolutely correct, because if the child have a reduced social behavior, if has a difficulty in engaging the partner, so that will be quite difficult to engage in the community. So during the pre-occasional stage, we need to assure that the child have developed at least good amount of social skills. Okay, expected appropriate behavior, how to talk, how to use the public places, whether he seeks permission or participates in the social activity independently. So all this behavior requires students competency in language and communication, because when the child reaches at the pre-occasional, he has to develop some social skills. So in social skills, okay, as I said, independence, as I said, communication, as I said, the language is very, very important. So in school, we must focus on wishing every day, involving a group games, storytelling, narrating experience, discussing important news, receiving a message and passing on, getting involved in the various functions celebrated in the school. See now the difference, even in the secondary you have such things, but this is a little higher level where the complexity level is increasing. Now, home activity can be included. Okay, this is very, very important. Greeting the guest, interacting with the family member, attending the social function, sharing experience with friends, siblings, receiving a telephone call and taking a messages, participating actively in various festivals, celebrated family members, going out with the family. These are all important things which you can engage the child in developing the social skills. Now let us move to the occupational skills. See, as the name pre-occasional indicates, this stage is most important for preparing the students for suitable occasion, job, trade. Okay, so through the joint effort of school, home, work habit, the child can come up with the good occupational skills. See, what skills are required in the occupation: punctuality, regularity, sincerity, hand functioning, eye hand coordination, all these things is required to develop the occupational skills, because one step ahead to move to the occasional, where he will be doing his job, where he will be doing his interested job, where he will be placed in doing some sort of trades. So this is very, very important. So eye hand coordination and hand functioning, which are important prerequisite skills for any occasion, can be improved by cutting, pasting, using different hand tools like handsaw, filers, pillars, then screwing, unscrewing, then stitching, knitting. Why we teach all this in pre-occasional skills? As I said, eye hand coordination, hand functioning is very important when the child is placed in the trades, in the job. That's why we teach. You would have seen number of time when you go to the pre-occasional classes or occasional classes. Garland making, that is also very important to develop the eye hand coordination and hand functioning. So in the school, a child can be engaged, a student can be engaged in some activity to assess the child's interest, like wood polishing, cutting, nailing, screwing, assembly work in the workshops, then labeling a different item. You will pack the item and child will label, which can help the child to go out and work in the grocery shops or some industry. Binding and printing work, hand stitching, machine stitching, this is very, very important. Packaging work, gardening work, operation of different machines, management of school canteen, because these are all good activity where you can check the interest of the child, and after training you can place the child in some job. Okay, so this is about the curriculum domains of secondary and pre-occasional. In the next videos, I will be talking about the curriculum domains in occasional skills. Okay, so till then, bye bye.